Fife Flyers TV, sponsored by the Bay Hotel, Fife's premier wedding venue.
Todd, a reversal of fortunes tonight. What did you think of the game?
Yeah, I thought initially the game started out, it was pretty even, it was back and forth. It looked like the German side had really kind of upped their game. They had a strong night. Feel as the game went on, fatigue looked like it had set in at time, and when you have tired legs, that's when you start seeing mistakes. We definitely had some plays out there that were certainly uncharacteristic of the plays we were making last night. 3 power play opportunities tonight. We looked not as dynamic, a little more stagnant tonight, but I'll put that more down to tiredness. We still have 4 key guys to inject into this lineup. I thought it's been a pretty successful preseason, 4 pretty tough tests. So obviously disappointed not to bring home the victory, but over the course of the weekend we saw some pretty positive things.
First goal tonight, Scott Jemison, and his first Flyers goal, first season for the Flyers. He must be buzzing in the room just now.
I'm pretty sure you saw it in his face that he was pretty excited. The bench was pretty excited for Scotty too. He's worked hard. He trained with us the entire season last year and didn't get a game. This preseason, it was made clear to these guys that they're going to have an opportunity to earn some ice time with the club. And they've done well. You can see by watching the small details of the game that they still have lots to learn, but as I said in the interview with you yesterday, if you don't get in these situations, it's very difficult to teach it in a walkthrough, in a practice. You really need to be out there in real-time thinking, and I thought they had really got tucked into it tonight, and the young guys were pushing hard.
And all of them getting a lot of ice time tonight. They spent a lot of time on the ice. Have they done enough to kind of sort of convince you that they've sort of earned a spot over the next few weeks?
Well, yeah. Obviously, I think that it's important that they continue to fight for the spot. Nothing gets handed to you in life, and it's the same as our ice hockey team. I think once we get into the league play, the guys are bigger, stronger. The teams are more stacked. But we're more familiar with the league rather than these opponents. We're going to get these guys in. They need to continue to work hard and prove that they're up for it every night.
Second goal, I think it was Sam Jones could have had it, but it was disallowed. Did you get an explanation why?
Through one of our captains. It was fed back that there was a kicking motion. I haven't seen it on video. In real time, it looked like it was just a redirection, which is allowed, but the referee was of a different opinion.
And the penalty kill tonight, I noticed the penalty kill were almost had a lot more confidence and were kind of sort of pushing for the short-handed goals.
Well, we're obviously defense first orientated, but once guys start feeling the legs underneath them, they can recognize when there's the opportunity to take off out of the zone. You got to remember we have a number of forwards that have worked together for a few years now, so they know each other well. We're piecing in a few others, and we have a few others to come as well. So. We're going to have a healthy special teams this season and kind of really be able to spread it out. But still, guys still feeling out the system and getting used to it. But you're right. I mean, they did look confident at time. Although I thought the Germans moved the puck well tonight and looked dangerous at times.
Challenge Cup action next weekend against the Glasgow Clan and against the Dundee Stars. Both teams in action this weekend. Stars sound like they're going to be quite dominant this season.
Yeah, which is only great for Scottish hockey. It's important that we're all competitive up here, and the people that come and support the local games really have something to cheer for on both sides of the red line, and it looks as if Omar's done a great job putting a team together, and you can guarantee that Glasgow are certainly going to have something to say after probably a disappointing weekend in their eyes. But we face them both next weekend, barring any unforeseen circumstances. We'll have the rest of our lineup in and hopefully over their jet lag and ready to go for a big weekend for this club.
Glasgow Clan is the first team in here, which is always going to be a huge game in here. Coach Fitzgerald coming in his first season as a coach as well. It's going to be quite a game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's a very familiar face in the Fife Ice Arena, usually playing the villain out on the ice. Now he's in charge on the bench, and don't underestimate the results that didn't go their way this weekend. Glasgow are a very handy team. They have some very dangerous players as well. It's going to be another hard-fought match, and our guys need to be up for it and ready.
And have you seen from these 4 games that we've had in pre-season, have you seen that they have what it takes to get the victory next weekend?
Well, I think it's important. I know that I've saw a lot of positivity in our dressing room and out on the ice this weekend. The guys are working as a group, and they're working well. And as I stated, Danik Gauthier, hot off a championship in Australia, he'll be coming in game ready and fired up. The Crowder brothers were excited to see out here in a Fife jersey together, and another defenseman to throw into the mix to help those guys out. Everybody's got to remember that we only ran with 5 defensemen this weekend, and that's very difficult for those guys to absorb so early in the season. But I thought they did a wonderful job. I'm sure they could be forgiven for some early season fatigue, but they're only going to be better for it next week.
The Bay Hotel, where your dream wedding becomes reality. Visit us at thebayhotel.net.